Have you ever just stared at a blank page and wondered what really makes an English sentence work? Well, today, we're going to break it all down. We're going to build a sentence from scratch, piece by piece. Let's get right into it.
So here's our game plan. We're starting with the absolute heart of a sentence. Then we'll sprinkle in some detail to make it more interesting. After that, we'll figure out where the action is going, connect all our ideas, and finally, we'll put all your new knowledge to the test.
Okay, first up, the core, the engine of any sentence. These are the two parts you absolutely positively have to have for a complete thought. Let's see what they are.
So, let me ask you this. What's the bare minimum you need to make a sentence? You can even pause and think about it for a sec. It's actually way simpler than you might think. It all boils down to just two essential parts.
First, every sentence needs a subject. This is your main character, right? It's the who or the what that the sentence is all about. It's the star of the show. And for our example, let's keep it super simple. I.
And every star needs to do something. That's where the verb comes in. The verb is the action. It tells us what our subject is actually doing. So what is our star, I, doing? Let's say, dance.
And boom, just like that, we've got a complete sentence. I dance. It has a subject, I, and a verb, dance. It expresses a complete idea. That's the core. Everything else we're about to add is just extra flavor.
Okay, we've got our skeleton. Now let's add some personality. It's time to bring in the words that add color and detail, adjectives and adverbs. So let's talk about adjectives. I like to think of them as the descriptive words. They're the ones that add all the juicy details to our nouns, the people, places, and things in our sentences.
Take a look at this. It's a beautiful day. If we take out the word beautiful, we just have, it's a day. Kind of boring, right? But that one little adjective, beautiful, totally changes the feeling. It paints a picture.
Now, what about adverbs? Well, if adjectives describe our nouns, adverbs describe our verbs. They tell us how, when, or where an action is happening. They give us the specifics.
For example, she speaks English fluently. It's not just that she speaks, it's how she speaks. That one word, fluently, gives us so much more information about the action.
Now check this out, because this is pretty cool. A single idea, like happy, can actually change its form depending on the job it has to do in a sentence. It can be a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. In the first example, happiness is the thing she found. In the second, happy is describing the person. And in the third, happily tells us how she smiled. It's all about picking the right word for the right job.
All right, so we have a subject doing an action. But what if that action is being done to something else? Well, that's where our next building block comes in. That's the object.
The object is basically the receiver of the action. So if the subject is the doer, the object is the done to. It's that simple, really. The doer and the thing it's done to.
Look at this sentence. She likes chocolate. So who's the doer? She. What's the action? Likes. And what is receiving that action? What's being liked? The chocolate. That's your classic subject, verb, object sentence. And you are going to see this pattern everywhere in English.
We've built a really solid sentence now, but it's kind of just floating in space. Let's ground it. Let's give it some context, like a time or a place. To do that, we need a special kind of word, prepositions. Think of prepositions as the glue for your sentences. They're these tiny little words like in, on, at, or under, and they connect everything together, showing us how things relate in space, time, or direction.
A super simple example. The cat is in the box. That tiny two-letter word in is doing some serious work here. It tells us the exact relationship between the cat and the box. Without it, we just have a cat and a box. No connection.
All right, enough theory. It's time to put these new skills into practice. Let's do a quick quiz to see how you're doing. You ready for this? Okay, first one. The employees blank of the new project impressed the entire team. What word fits in that blank? Is it A, management, B, managing, C, managed, or D, manages? Take a second to think about it.
And the answer is A, management. Why? Because we need a noun, a thing, to be the subject that did the impressing. Great job if you got that right.
Ready for number 2? I have submitted blank payment for my telecommunications bill. Should that be A, partial, B, parted, C, part, or D, partially?
And the correct answer here is A, partial. We need an adjective to describe the noun payment. What kind of payment was it?
a partial payment. Partially is an adverb, so you'd use that to describe an action like, I partially paid the bill. See the difference? And just like that, you now have the basic toolkit for building clear, solid English sentences. You've got the subject, the verb, the details, all of it. So now the only question left is, what kinds of amazing sentences are you going to build next?